we mentioned the L word of liability, and I think every one of us that's here and all of our listeners and viewers out there can agree that there's liability has stunted us. In some ways it's good because liability prevents us from putting, 2 or 3 new firefighters in a building in upstate New York and lighting it on fire and having them die and get burned. So that's a good end of it. But then there's that what I always call the pendulum comes back the other way.
It swings hard.
What are how in the challenge of that liability when it swings back, do you have to pivot so you're meeting the liability but also making sure that
the tough decisions as a chief is you get on scene before anybody gets out of the garage and it's nothing, and you secure them before they even get out. Mm-hmm. It's kind of deflating the balloon. Oh, they come running into the firehouse and then say we're not going anywhere. Well, I wasn't chief doing that because the liability is putting an apparatus on the road. The faster I can downscale an incident, even on before the firefighters get to the garage, the better because it reduces the liability. I'm traveling through traffic to get to the firehouse, and then the truck gets on the road and God forbid has an incident. You can erase 100 good things, but one bad thing. And one incident, it's a black eye to the department for a long time, and it's hard to erase. It's forgotten, of course it is. But so that liability swings back at you. You're on. The difference I've noticed now is that people aren't as receptive to the fire service as they were years ago.
Right.
You were a hero. Now it's like I didn't call you. I called public service. What are you doing here? I don't want you in my house. And it's weird that come from, But you overcome it, and you teach your younger firefighters that that's part of this. Mm-hmm. Kill them with kindness, smile, shake their hands, listen to them, man, we're here, help you out. And it usually turns out better for you. And I've had people that have been pretty rough on us that have been sending nice donations to the department because, we handled it cordially. We didn't backlash them. We said, we're here. But that's changing. And that's the liability of that. If you're turned negative on that person, it's going to black out your department. It's going to hurt.
Yeah.
But you got to merge the liability aspect into it by doing courses. You got to run the courses. Rules are rules. I can tell you right now, and if anybody wants to challenge me, I'd love to take them on. A volunteer department, there is no such thing as black and white. It's gray. It's all gray. There are black and white, like ordinance and stuff like that, and you have to follow. Right. But some rules you and maybe I'm wrong for doing it, but kind of sway a little bit to make it work. Because you're dealing with people with lives, people with families. People are giving you their life for nothing. So you kind of bend a little bit with the rule. And I don't ever want to see you erase a rule, but you have to understand that sometimes that rule needs to be pushed a little bit.
The intent of the law versus the letter of the law. And that's where the gray area really rolls itself out.
Yeah.
And you got to be careful doing that because the liability falls back on me.
Yeah.
You didn't follow the rules.
But it comes down to the concept that we talk about all the time here is that the common sense firefighting, right? Mm-hmm. There's rules. But, depending on the situation, circumstances, we might have to veer one way or the other. And you do take on that big L word on yourself if you choose to do that, but
it's part of life.
Start
your car, you're reliable.
Joe, you're absolutely right.
I look at when problems arise in our department, I want to know
Hey everybody, it's Rob Ridley from National Fire Radio. Thanks for tuning in. Catch up with us on social media. We got
SoundCloud, National Fire Radio, YouTube, National Fire Radio, Instagram, National Fire Radio, and Facebook, National Fire Radio. Guys, check us out. Take care. Be safe.
See you later.
From the pain.